Hi everyone, this is actually footage from the cruise we did on a honeymoon in December 2009. We're on the Dawn Princess, and the reason I never actually posted this up back then was because you couldn't actually hear me talking, you could just hear the clicking of the camera. And I just wanted to share with you a little bit of the footage, and it was really done to show you what I actually take when I travel. But of course it just occurred to me like now that I could just do a voiceover. Duh. But anyway, these two bags here, the first silver one is one I absolutely love and I still take on holiday. It's the Christopher Vine cosmetic kit, and that's one by Wicked Sister back there. But I love those two to take with me when I travel. That and the drawer is what I normally don't take with me now, but I took all of that thinking I was going to have the 2 weeks to play with it on the cruise. Of course that doesn't happen because I was too busy doing everything else. But generally what fits in this little case here is what I would normally take on a 1 to 2 week holiday. I always take little antibacterial wipes, brushes. I now learned to take brush sets with me, not my single ones, they stay at home. But I've got the Bahama Mama by the Balm. That was at kit, is now discontinued. There's my Bloom Brow Kit. I no longer use the NP Corrector Concealer Kit. That's the Benefit Big Eyes Kit or Beautiful Eyes Kit. I actually still have that MAC D-Squared Thick Bone Emphasize for highlight and contour. It's a bit old now, but it's hit pan anyway. And that's from the Magic Mission Mauve collection by MAC. I think I was in my big MAC stage then. I am no longer because it's too expensive. That's a Rimmel Stay MAC foundation. Another MAC eyeshadow palette from the Magic Mission Mauve collection. So I didn't know to buy them overseas because it's so expensive here, but that's one of my favourite mousse foundations by Face of Australia, and that is the Bella Pierre Mineral Loose Foundation in Ivory. I still love Bella Pierre. I adore, it's quite pricey, but I really love the quality and the brand. But I will be doing a review request on that brand. There's a whole heap of MAC shadows and stuff in there because I was really into MAC back then. That's still my favourite cheek colour, MAC The Perfect Cheek. It's a nice matte finish, dusty pink. What else is in there? That's the Painterly Pot by MAC. Not too impressed by that. What else? That looks like Satin Taupe by MAC. And more MAC. That looks like Lunar Orb is that whitey one there, the cream. Looks like I've also got Orb rice paper in there. I still love those as an overall lid colour, but a lot of them I've either depotted or no longer use. But yeah, I took just about every single shadow with me, thinking I'd have time to play with it. And that little Hello Flawless makeup case, which I love when I'm only travelling for a few days to take with me, is by Benefit. I think it was a gift with purchase, and I'm struggling to open it, but that was, at that time, every MAC shadow, just about every MAC shadow that I owned that I hadn't actually used before. So we've got MAC Cork, looks like, what else we got? MAC Quarry, a couple of the mineralized duos. But yeah, it was a silly thing to take all that on holiday. And I used to buy them singly in Australia, and I think they're about $32 overpriced, I think, in Australia. Now I know to buy them online, overseas, on eBay, etc. So that was quite funny, I think. Watching this sort of teaches me a lesson about what not to do. But that was sort of when I was starting out really getting into makeup and MAC. What else we got? That's the Manicure. I think they were the roller blotting tissues. I haven't seen them since, but I love blotting tissues. I still take them in my everyday bag and when I travel, but that roll just kept breaking off. And yeah, I must be raving on about the blotting tissues, but that's the Boing. I like the shade 1 and 2 in the concealers by Benefit. And those are little tubs. I like the little 5ml and 10ml tubs you can get, I think by Beauty Essentials at Priceline or BW, I think. They're great to put little creams in, especially foundations. Because I was trying to play with a lot of my makeup, I like just to put them in there so I can actually mix them, and that way I don't spill the actual liquids when I take them on holiday. And the other tub back there, it looks like the bigger one, I think is the QVS one. You can get that at Kmart, I think Big W. Pretty sure you can get it at Priceline as well, but they're also great to take. And that I'm raving about my Physicians Formula favourite yellow corrector, and I think I depotted it. I can't remember if it was Boss Makeup Artist or it might have been Encore Makeup, Corin, about depotting. And I still love little mini travel eyelash curlers. I think that's the Man & Millie one. You used to be able to get at Target in the sets. There's also, I think, a Black Beauty Essentials one that you can also pick up at Priceline for about $5. I love, love, love them because of the size, as you can see. The only issue I have with them, and I've done it with every one that I own, is they do snap over time if you keep pressing down too hard. You only need to press them lightly. And I'm going on, obviously, about my wedding ring. I'm getting used to wearing it. But it's white gold, love white gold, and a bit of yellow gold. That is actually one of the brushes from the collection sets by MAC, the Magic Mist Remove one. I think Wave of a Wand. I was so disappointed. I paid, I think, $119, and that's the actual case that they came in for the 5 brushes. I didn't realise the quality was not comparable to the everyday line or the full-size ones. I think the full-size are made in Spain, whereas those ones are made in China. You can really tell the quality difference when they shed. That taught me a good lesson, actually. And again, on the trip, I took way too many lipsticks and glosses, thinking I would have copious amounts of time to play with all the makeup I normally didn't get to play, because my job at that time was just ridiculous hours. Could be working from 6 until midnight. But yeah, that's the Chi Chi lipsticks. I think that's discontinued. A cream and a matte finish, 6 Bomb or something. And I've also got a couple of Prestige lipsticks. I still love Prestige. One of my favourite is that one, VIP. A really lovely pinky plum colour. But yeah, you can see a ridiculous amount to take travelling. But I thought sitting on a cruise, all we would do is sit and stroll around the ship. But there's so much to do, and I really recommend doing a cruise, even though it seems quite pricey, the initial outlay. But when you consider you've got accommodation, you've got all the entertainment on the ship, and the food, there's 24/7 food. It's ridiculous, and the service that they provide, it kind of worked out really, really well. But there was so much to do. As are some of my favourite ones at the time, the Bourjois, the L'Oreal. Some more other favourite ones. I think that's a Naked Minerals by Gemma. That used to be at Maya. I think it was discontinued. She used to have a line, I think Gemma, at Kmart. That got discontinued. Then it came out at Maya, and that was discontinued, I believe. But I really did like that. It looks like OPI Avo Juice, the cream. I think I got a set, the lip gloss and the cream in that. And that is my favourite all-time perfume, Anane by K. Cherelle. I love, love, love that. Need to get some more. My first and only Chanel fragrance, number 5. I think hubby gave that to me for a present. That's a Neutrogena Ultra Sheer spray, a sunscreen, 30 plus. I love the 15 and the 30 plus, my favourite sprays. I think because of the laze factor, it's just so easy to apply. You don't have to rub it in and wait for it to dry. That's the Cosmetica brush cleaner, identical to the Artist Professional one by Manicare. A couple of dollars difference, I think. One's at Target, one you can get at Priceline. And they're both exported by or distributed by McPherson's Consumer Products. Pretty much the same lines there. And the brush I like to take, used to like taking with me, but now they stay at home, are my Artist Professional brushes by Manicare, my Eco Tools, etc. I now travel with the Sigma travel brush sets, or the Royal Langnickel ones, or even my big brush roll by Furless if I'm going away on a long trip, which probably won't happen for a while now, but I no longer take my single brushes with me. But those 2 black cases, I still have them. They've been going strong for the last 2 years. I got them at Maya, and they were $14.95, but they're really, really worth it. Those 2 black cases, really sturdy zips. Again, I love taking travel wipes with me. Some more stuff that's in my everyday thing. I love taking a highlighter pen at least, a little eyebrow comb. I love taking at least a shadow stick or something with me. I can even see an eyeliner in there. That's the things I still take. Not the same ones, obviously I've run out of those, but and that is the ID Bare Minerals by Bare Essentials Prime Time Eyelid Primer. That is great, but you only get 1.5 grams for about $45 last time I bought it. Great, great, great eyelid primer, but just overpriced, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, what things do you like to take with you? What's your favourite things when you're travelling? What makeup things, skincare? What cosmetic cases? Do you take a travel case with you? I'd really love to hear what you take. Great. But yeah, that's more of my brushes in there. But yeah, I can see some of those collectible ones by MAC, the little kit, what do you call it? The Magic Mist Remove ones. So disappointed, but like I said, it taught me a good lesson. And I take little spray bottles that you can get at hot dollar stores, Kmart, wherever we're in the travel section, I put my sprays in it so I don't spill it. That's actually the Rimmel lip lock that I actually used as an eyebrow gel at the time. It was really good to set my eyebrows. Now I use proper brow gels. But yeah, what else we got in there? But yeah, guys, I'd love to hear back. Oh, and that's my favourite spray for my nails. Helps set it, OPI Rapid Dry Spray. Quite expensive, but I use the Demert Nail Enamel Dryer, which is just as good, but a lot cheaper. And that looks like the OPI Nix Sticks. And didn't get a chance to play with any half of the stuff that I took with me. But like I said, it actually taught me a good lesson, but it also taught me what I really do need to take, which is only about a quarter of that, easily a quarter of that. But it was a great, great trip, and I'm sure I didn't share all this sort of earlier. And that is my favourite nail polish, MAC Core Reserve. Again, if anyone knows a dupe for the Core Reserve, please let me know. It's still my favourite. I had a whole heap of backups that I got. That looks like a Lancome Duo, but yeah, that's pretty much what I took